Okay, thank you, Dr. Allen. The first thing I'd like to do is to extend a thank you to Dr. Allen for putting on this picnic for us today, this patriotic picnic. It's a lot of work, and we certainly appreciate what he's done, all their efforts he's put forward for the patriotic movement.
Woo-woo!
Welcome, Patriots.
Yeah.
It is an honor to be here with you today and be asked to speak to you on behalf of the Oath Keepers. I am a member of the Oath Keepers, and I totally believe in our mission statement. But the words I speak today are mine and mine alone. The Oath Keepers are a nonpartisan organization made up of military, retired military, firemen, police, and basically all who have sworn the oath to defend the Constitution of the United States from all our enemies, both foreign and domestic. In addition to those that have taken the oath, we have associate members that also support our Constitution and our freedoms. When we took that oath, it was not just words that we spoke. It was a declaration from our core being that we would honor its meaning for the rest of our lives. Not only do we honor that oath, but we also, through our vigilance, try to keep all others that took their oath true to their words. The last time I gave a speech, it was at a memorial service for a Marine that died in the Beirut bombing 30 years ago. While researching information for that speech, I learned that the families of those killed that day had put together a memorial stamp to honor the sacrifice of their family members. On that stamp, they had these words: "They came in peace." Their mission was to help bring about peace in Lebanon, and 220 Marines died in that peacekeeping mission. Knowing that so many died seeking peace made me question, how does this world ever get to peace? Having heard the statement before that freedom is never free, I concluded peace also does not come as a gift from the gods, but that peace can only be achieved through our confronting and defeating evil. Never before has humanity faced evil on such a scale as we see today. It is not in any one spot. It is all over the world and spreading rapidly. Most people have no resources to confront evil and are only hoping to survive it. The people of the United States do, however, have the resources to fight evil. But the big question is, do they have the will to fight evil? Marine General Smedley Butler, who was the only Marine to ever win the Medal of Honor twice, once said, "There are only two reasons that we should fight. One is in defense of our homes, and the other is in defense of our Bill of Rights." Patriots realize evil is trying to take both of these items from us as we speak here today. And if we don't confront that evil, it will surely win. Believe me, I understand as well as any person here how hard it is to reach the average American today with this topic. As soon as you try to talk to them about that which is raging all around the world and all around them, they pull that normalcy bias over their eyes and totally tune out anything that you have to say. I also know that we must persevere with our warnings and our words because the amount of time we have left is shrinking rapidly. We must begin to fight that evil that is surrounding us, or it will surely overtake us. This fight has to start at the individual level. Do not any longer look at your elected officials to fight for you. In many cases, they are the ones that we fight against. For this evil could not exist in our government today unless the majority of those that are in government were not complicit with its agenda. The United States of America was created by our founding fathers that labored for months to find the proper words that would assure our freedoms indefinitely. The Constitution and the Bill of Rights were two of the greatest achievements of man because they were written with the common good of all as its intent and focus. The biggest problem with these documents is that they're made up of words, and the abilities of men when in powerful positions to interpret these words in whatever manner they choose has proven to be its Achilles heel. Evil and corruption are like magnets for those that are evil and corrupt themselves. This problem that we face with our government did not start yesterday. It has taken decades for the evil to gain control of our government. Slowly, the honest men with integrity and morals have been replaced by those that only want to control and destroy us. Honest men have either chosen to leave government or have been corrupted themselves by it. As evil has infiltrated into American politics, it's used its ability to interpret the Constitution to tear apart the fabric of our society. It began by removing God from our schools and our lives however it could. It continued by removing the rule of law and substituting instead the rule of government. Its final challenge is to remove the will of the people. And to do that, it has sent our jobs overseas, it has spent us into bankruptcy, and it has taken millions of Americans and made them government slaves by virtue of them living on government subsidies like the EBT card. Realizing that all this has taken place, it is impossible to come to any other conclusion that evil is in control of our government. This evil will not be easily defeated. It will not surrender, and it will not voluntarily stop its steady march toward the total destruction of the United States. Knowing that, what do we as American citizens and patriots do? The first thing we have to do is to stand up for our core beliefs in our country. If we do not stand against this evil, we become complicit in it also. Earlier this year, I had the great honor to participate in an honor guard ceremony on the Eternal Light Monument overlooking the Gettysburg battlefield. This was one of the greatest battles ever for Americans, and to me, one of the greatest examples of courage of men. 160,000 men fought in that battle. 51,000 died in 3 days. Many killed by gunfire from someone that was but a few feet in front of them. We need that kind of courage today. We need to be unafraid as we speak out against the evil that surrounds us. I and all the Oath Keepers have and are continually speaking out against the evil we see, and we are demanding that our country return to the principles upon which it was founded. We all realize that any nation is but a reflection of the people that live within it. And ultimately, the people are the ones that have the power to shape the nation's directions. That power, which I fear we have forgotten, came directly from the Declaration of Independence, where it is written, and I quote, "To secure our inalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed." Unfortunately, the government will not voluntarily let us remove our consent, any more than Lincoln let the southern states secede from the Union. It is another case of might makes right. So with the lines being drawn, we must prepare. The Oath Keepers have been preparing. We have formed into community preparedness teams. These teams are to form a base for communities to rally around and as a platform in times of crisis for securing food, water, medical aid, and self-defense for the communities. In addition to our preparation, everyone who wants to be part of the solutions needs to prepare in 3 ways: personally, emotionally, and spiritually. Personally, we all need to do what we can to secure our basic needs in times of crisis. Food, water, and self-defense being at the top of the list. If we all secure these items for ourselves, we will be in a better position to help others and not be a burden on them. Emotionally. In times of natural disaster or crises, there are many disturbing and unpleasant things that occur. Death and destruction is never easily dealt with. But to help you with this, let me share with you the experience of Navy pilot James Stockdale. He was shot down over North Vietnam in September of 1965. He then spent 7 years in prison, enduring unspeakable tortures. He survived, while those treated much less harshly did not. When asked why this occurred, he replied that those that did not survive were optimists. They always were sure that by the upcoming holiday, they would be released. And when this never occurred, they died of broken hearts. He, on the other hand, never lost faith in the eventual outcome at the end of the story, never doubting that someday he would get out. He was emotionally prepared to see the end of his story. We all need to have our mind focused on the end of our story and not doubt that whatever happens, that story will end our way. Lastly, and I think most importantly, we need to prepare spiritually. This has always been the real strength of us as a nation. Our nation was created by people who believed in God, and our nation for most of its history has lived under God.
Amen.
So if the United States is to continue as it was formed, it can only be with God as our focus.
Amen. Yes.
His presence in our lives and in our thoughts will give us the strength we need to conquer the evil around us. After you prepare, there's one more thing you need to do, and that is take action. If you believe that the Constitution with its Bill of Rights is the document that has allowed us to become the greatest nation in history and has allowed us the freedoms and liberties we've had for 200 years, then join with us. Help defend our liberties and freedoms by getting involved. The Oath Keepers are the only organization that I know that is defending your Constitution while working to organize your communities to protect themselves from tyranny and injustice. We are on the front lines, pushing back against the establishment whenever it attempts to walk on our Constitution, our rights, and our freedoms. America has always been a strong nation, filled with strong, God-loving men and women of great courage. We have read about the courage of the men at Gettysburg. We have read about the courage of those at Normandy, Iwo Jima, and hundreds of other battles. Brave men and women have died to protect America and preserve our freedoms for all. I hope that their sacrifices will not have been in vain. They fought to keep us free. I fear that we are about to be tested like we've never been before. Our desire for peace and freedom from evil will not be fulfilled easily. That is why we need all Americans to join us and become involved before it is too late. There is evil in our land, and it will take all of us to defeat it and finally find our peace. May God bless America. Thank you.
big man Dan.
Dan Seaman, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, Dan. Okay.